Hi Face, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, let's talk about children's school in Finland. I'll be talking more about children's daycare and preschool. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then keep on watching. Many people have contacted me to ask about schools, daycare, like many things about school in Finland. And that was why I decided that I'll make this video to, answer some of the questions I've been asked. People ask if English is being spoken in schools in Finland, if they can find English schools for their children in Finland, because as you all know, Finland is not an English-speaking country. Our official language in Finland is Finnish and Swedish. So I'm here to answer all your questions. I'm also a parent. One thing my husband and I did before we moved to Finland was to see if there's an English-speaking school in the city we are moving to, and what kind of school or how much children pay for school fees in Finland. So we'll be dissecting everything about school in Finland, from daycare to preschool to normal school, in today's video. I also understand that as an immigrant, we don't have the luxury of having our parents here or our families. So many people would want to know the availability of daycare, availability of where their children can be in whenever they go to work. So we're talking about how easy is it for you to enroll your child or your children to daycare? How easy is it for you to take your children to daycare and pick them up as a working mom and dad? How easy will it be for you as a parent generally, and you have young children that are still 1, 2, 3 or 4? How easy will it be for you to pay their daycare fee and every other thing? So if you're coming to Finland to come for work or you're coming to study, be rest assured that your children will be able to go to school, they'll be able to go to daycare, and you don't have to worry about them, because usually daycare opens around 6:15 a.m. and closes at 5 p.m. Take for instance, if you're coming to Finland with a child of 1 year and you have to resume your own job at 7 a.m., you can actually get your child dressed and go drop your child at the daycare anything from 6:15. After dropping your child at the daycare, you can as well go to your place of work and resume at 7 a.m. You don't have to worry about feeding your child in the morning before dropping him or her at the daycare, because in Finland, children in daycare take breakfast, they take snack, then they take lunch, then they take snack again, and they usually have 2 hours nap time in daycares in Finland. So as a mom, I would say you don't have to worry about your child or your children in daycare, because they'll be well taken care of. Generally, the language of communication in Finland is Finnish language, or should I say the official language is Finnish and Swedish, but we speak Finnish language. So if you're taking your child or your children to daycare, just know that they will be spoken to in Finnish language. The language of communication in daycares in Finland is Finnish language. But that does not mean if your child or your children don't understand Finnish language, that there are no people that will communicate with them in English language. In my own opinion, I feel almost everybody in Finland speak English language, apart from the elderly people, of course. So there will still be people at the daycare that will be communicating in English with your children. But for the most part, they will still be communicating with them in Finnish language, so that the children can also integrate well into the system and understand Finnish language as well. But yeah, the language of communication is Finnish language. Many of the schools in Finland are Finnish schools, but there are some cities that you'll be able to find English-speaking schools. Like in Oulu, we have just one English-speaking school, Oulu International School, which is where my children go to. I know they have in Pori, I know they have in Helsinki. I don't know of any other place. So I'd advise you that if you're coming to Finland, or even before you start applying to come to Finland, you should, and you have children, you want them to go to an English-speaking school in Finland, I'd advise you to search on Google to look for the cities that have English-speaking schools in Finland, so that you know that, okay, this place you are going to, your children will be able to go to an English-speaking school. So let us talk about daycare fees. I mentioned this at the beginning of this video. When it comes to daycare fees in Finland, everything depends on the size of the family and the amount you earn as a family, the amount yourself and your spouse are making. Let's take for instance you're a family of 4 and yourself and your husband earn 6,400 euros at the end of the month. This 6,400 euros is your gross income. Now, there is a cap for a family of 4. There is a cap for a family of 3, cap for family of 5, depending. But I'm using a family of 4 as an example. So as a family of 4, let's assume the combined income of you and your husband is 6,400 euros. The cap for a family of 4 is 5,956. So this 5,956, you take it out from 6,004. So minus 5,956 from 6,004. It will give you how much? 444. This 444 euros, you pay 10.7% of 444 euros. So how much is 10.7% of 444? It will give us 48 euros. So that means as a family of 4, if you are earning 6,400 as a family, the amount you'll be paying for your first child would be 48 euros. So the second child will be paying 40% of this 48 euros. So how much is 40% of 48 euros? So that means the second child will be paying 19.2 euros, let's say roughly 20 euros. So that is how it is in Finland. Your younger child pays the highest. That 48 euros will be the daycare fee for your younger child. The second child will be paying 19 euros, roughly 20 euros. So I hope you understand my explanation. So let us assume one of your children is 5 years old. In Finland, there's something we call 5 plus 2. 2 years of preschool. That means if you have a child that is 5 years old, that child can start preschool at the age of 5. That means that child will do preschool for 2 years. So that is what we mean by 5 plus 2. Whenever you hear 5 plus 2 preschool. So yeah, preschool is usually 4 hours. Some schools start their preschool at 8 and end at 12 p.m. while some start at 9 and end at 1 p.m. Depending on the kind of job you have, you might also want your child or your children to stay back for extra hours. So that means preschool plus daycare. Depending on the kind of job you are doing, or depending on your school, on your timetable, you can decide to go and pick your child at 12 p.m. if your child goes to daycare at 8, or if your child goes to daycare at 9 a.m. you can decide to go and pick your child at 1 p.m. But everything boils down to your own schedule as well. So assuming you don't have the time, you can't go and pick your child around 12 or 1 p.m. you might want to enroll your child or your children in daycare. That is daycare after preschool. So if your child will be needing daycare to complement preschool time, your child will be paying 60% of full-time daycare fee. I hope you understand. Let's take, for instance, as a family of 4, you earn 6,400 euros monthly, and at the end of the day, after all the calculations, your child will be paying 48 euros. So now, because your child is in daycare, because your child is in preschool, your child will only be paying 60% of 48 euros. I hope you understand. So that is that with daycare and preschool. Let us now move to school. Schooling in Finland is free. It's free. I mean, primary school and secondary school in Finland is free. And they eat lunch. They eat once a day. Not like in daycare where they eat breakfast, lunch, snacks 2 times. Yeah, in normal school, children are eligible to eat once at school. They eat just lunch in school. And school is free. School is free for everybody. Every child. School is free. You don't have to pay school fees or anything. And you don't even have to buy books, because I've never bought any book for my children. I have never. The only thing we bought for them is their school bag. We bought 2 school bags for them, and they took it to school. They were given books, pencils, and everything in school. So school is free up to 9th grade. So let me give you a summary of everything I've said in this video. Daycare and preschool are highly subsidized, and everything depends on the size of the family and the amount you are earning as the parents. And from grade 1 to grade 9, school is free. Books are free as well in Finland. I hope this helps someone. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.